can just ask his why. Like, you could have gave him to us and he would still be here.
It's been an emotional week for one family as they continue to unravel the disturbing details of a 5-year-old boy's murder. Domenic Acevedo's body was found at the bottom of a Colorado ravine last week, but police say he was killed in a San Antonio motel room.
Yeah, the boy's mom and her boyfriend are now in jail in connection with his death. Tonight, News 4 San Antonio's Robin O'Guigne spoke with Domenic's grandfather and aunt about how they're dealing with this news.
He was the sweetest little boy you could ever meet, and happy. The biggest smile, loved Batman, Spider-Man, Jurassic Park. He even loved my dog.
This is Domenic Acevedo's Aunt Amber. Police say 5-year-old Domenic was killed at this Woodspring Suites in San Antonio July 24th. His body was recovered last week in a ravine in Colorado. Amber's brother is Domenic's dad, pictured here, who is currently serving time.
What kind of mom was she like?
Well, anybody who knows Nicole would tell you they are really upset. They don't understand because Nicole is actually, she's a really good mom.
Both Amber and Christian say Nicole's boyfriend Daniel Garcia may have been too much for her to handle. Amber says Nicole FaceTimed and visited them all the time until Garcia wanted to move to Texas.
My brother's coming home soon, their dad. We'll gladly let the kids stay here until my brother comes home. And that's when it all changed from there. She blocked us off social media, my family, my entire family and I. She blocked our phone numbers.
Amber says she and her mom contacted authorities in Boca Raton, Florida, where the couple lived, to perform a wellness check on Domenic and Nicole's other young daughter. It was then they learned the two had already left for Texas and authorities couldn't do anything since they were in the care of their biological mother. A few weeks later, Domenic was dead. The police report says Nicole watched Garcia physically abuse Domenic for several weeks before he died. The report goes on to say she was asked why she didn't seek medical attention for Domenic. Her alleged response: she was too eager to be in a relationship.
Nicole is my daughter, but if she has to pay whatever years in jail, I'm okay with that.
I will be in court and I will face them and see, they will look at me in my face and I will be there.
Right now, Texas families continue to feel the impact of COVID-19. Some school districts in our area have temporarily closed due to rising cases among staff and students. As some remain closed, though, Labor Day, we're looking into your concerns about how this latest surge in cases is being handled.
News 4 San Antonio's Amanda Henderson looks at what goes into these decisions to close down school.
There's a lot of conversation amongst superintendents.
Jeff Goldhorn with the Education Service Center says there are a number of reasons why superintendents are opting to close schools.
One, adult availability to teach the kids. And number two, what their attendance rates are. When we start getting into attendance rates of 70 or even in the low 80s%.
Goldhorn says they advise districts as needed. So far, 3 districts in their region have closed temporarily: Lakey, Brackett, and Medina ISD.
And then if they make a decision to close, they usually work through their board.
Parents in nearby districts are well aware of the closures.
I feel like a safe learning environment is an environment where students don't have to think about the risks and are able to focus.
Ben Tolson's 6 children are in Kamal ISD. He provided us this graph he made showing how many cases are in the district, which we verified.
We need to work together, not just to protect the people who are learning and working in schools, but the people in the Comal community.
Allison Leal says she wants to see lower cases also. Her 2 children attend Bernie ISD, which currently has 255 cases, or about 2% of the district.
I have 2 kids and they're both home quarantined right now because of exposure. It was less than 2 weeks before that happened.
She is hoping the district will implement more precautions. Out of those 3 area district schools that have closed, only one, Brackett ISD, was a direct result of COVID impacting students and staff. The other 2 were COVID cases impacting staff.
Unfortunately, taking the antibodies from someone that's successfully had COVID and giving it to somebody else at this point does not seem to be effective in preventing worsening disease.
In your Fox Family and Health, we're keeping you informed as doctors continue to learn about COVID-19 and how to treat it. Fox San Antonio's Alejandro Guzman spoke with doctors at University Health today about convalescent plasma.
Not too long ago, you heard the urgent calls for convalescent plasma or survivor's plasma after the FDA okayed it to be used on COVID patients. After nearly a year of research, doctors now say it may not be beneficial.
NIH has now put out the information that convalescent plasma does not seem to prevent progression of disease, unfortunately.
A huge disappointment for researchers at the National Institutes of Health who started their trial in August of 2020. Their goal was to have at least a 10% decrease in severe COVID, but instead saw less than 2%.
We still need to learn more about why that's not working.
Dr. Jason Bowling, an epidemiologist at University Health, says they stopped using the treatment a while back, but if you did get plasma, there's no reason to worry.
It's important to point out the good news is that the convalescent plasma wasn't harmful for the patients that received it. It just didn't have the effect that they were hoping for.
We reached out to the South Texas Blood and Tissue Center, which is still collecting convalescent plasma.
Why are we still collecting convalescent plasma if this new study says it really doesn't play a role in helping a COVID-19 patient get better?
Hospitals are still requesting it for their patients. And so you have a physician that's making a decision and they believe that there is benefit in giving convalescent plasma to that patient.
Dr. Samantha Gomez, Associate Medical Director at BioBridge Global, says they will continue to collect plasma until doctors and hospitals stop requesting it. Dr. Bowling says there is good news. They now have a better sense of what works against COVID.
We have some medicines that work against the virus, and then some that work against the inflammation caused by the immune system,
including medicine like remdesivir, dexamethasone, and baricitinib. While supply is not a huge concern yet, he worries of what the growing surge might mean.
All the more reason that we want to continue to focus also on preventative measures, vaccine and masking to keep the COVID numbers down.